Hi guys! Since I'm not in my classroom, I don't have all the props that I usually use when I'm telling a story. So today I was able to draw one of my props. Check out that crayon. What color is it? It's purple. I wonder what story I'm going to be reading today. You got it! Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Boyd, this one is for you. And I bet, boys and girls, if you had your purple crayon and some paper with you, you could draw along as I read the story. Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. Been doing a lot of scribbling that day, hadn't he? There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight, and he needed something to walk on. Wonder what he'll draw to walk on. A path? A sidewalk? A road? He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. It's always nice to go on a walk with a friend. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path, so he left the path for his shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. I bet you can draw a tree like that. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. Will you make your apples red? Or green? Or yellow? So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Don't make him too scary. It even frightened Harold, and he backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Oh no, now he's got wavy lines. What will come next? Suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. Yes, there's always waves in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. Trim means very simple, very neat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. Well, we've learned about wind and how wind helps boats move in the water, haven't we? After he sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. Where would you go if you could go in a boat? The sandy beach, yes, of course, reminded Harold of picnics, and he thought of picnics. And the thought of picnics made him hungry, so he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pies. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. He's drawing something. Is that a creature of some sort? Oh, so Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. Oh, looks like he's off again. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. You know that story about that song about Jack and Jill going up the hill? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Words in books always make me think of something to sing. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. Ooh, he's way up high, isn't he? You ever climbed a tall mountain? See way off into the distance? But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. Oh no! And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. Whoa! Excuse me. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. Means he didn't go nuts. Wits means he didn't go nuts, he didn't go crazy. Stayed cool and calm, thinking. He made a basket under the big balloon, big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he still couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. Ooh, must be way out in the country somewhere. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. Harold was in the front of the house. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. You guys remember where his window is? He made some more windows. He made big buildings full of windows. What shape did he make his windows? Kind of rectangle, kind of square. Got a croggy throat this morning. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. Ooh, looks like an empty city, kind of like a lot of the cities around now. Everybody's staying home. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him, because that's the polite thing to do. You guys using your manners while you're home? Please and thank you. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly, Harold remembered. Uh-oh, my husband's coming in. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. Always nice to snuggle in your bed, isn't it? The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. I hope you enjoyed Harold and the purple crayon. Don't forget to draw your own purple crayon or use your purple crayon to draw some fun pictures. Have a great day, guys. See you later.